Well, good evening. I'm Rick Dancer. And why am I smiling so much? It's not because you're here. Oh, it is. Yeah, I love having you in my living room, well, my tiny, tiny little office bedroom. Every night. Actually, we have some really super fun guests on tonight. A guy named Zach. You'll meet him more. He's from our Elements Health Club because tonight is our Elements Healthy Life segment. And Kim Stark will be joining us, the beautiful blonde. And Zach is a bodybuilder, but he's also kind of a pain in the ass. And he's my friend. And on top of that, he is like, he works at TJ Maxx, and we'll let you tell him more about it. He'll tell you more about that. Then also, I listened to a little bit of Bill's newscast tonight. Oh, he's in rare form. This ought to get you riled and riled tonight. And then, if that's not enough, I have a really fun story Kathy and I did at Sumter over in Baker County at the Sumter Railroad. Every spring, they open this up and run it all summer through the fall. And it's a bunch of volunteers that just love trains from all over the state of Oregon and Washington and California. They come for a week or so and they help run this railroad. So you're going to see that story. Plus, if that's not even enough, Brian, the guy, one of the owners of Elements Health Clubs in Lane County, he's like been watching. He watches all the time. He's probably watching right now. And he always really likes me. He sponsors the travel shows because he really likes those. So then he got the bug this last weekend and took his camera and went to John Day and to a little ghost town that I've actually been to called Whitney. And he knows the facts and he did a little travel piece. So he didn't think I was going to do this. That'll be the last time he does that. I put it together and we're going to show it to you tonight. And I really would love it if you guys did that too. If you guys wanted to provide content, go somewhere. Just make sure you're steady, your camera's steady. Brian did a great job. And just put something together and send it to me, and I'll air it, unless it's nasty or really horrible, or if you hurt people. You don't put that on here. You can't. No. What is wrong with me tonight? I'm in a good mood. I don't know why. So our sponsors. Oh, I forgot. Sponsors, Chris Dental Family Dentistry, where everyone is welcome. They're one of our sponsors tonight. And also Rosa Real Estate. And what I want you to pay attention to with Rosa Real Estate is this little thing I'm going to pop up here right now. And this is, go to leadsrosarealestategroup.com and nominate your favorite business to be featured on our show. They're going to have one next week on a business next week. And then if you do that, we can't put this in writing because Facebook shuts us down because you're not supposed to promote contests. So what you can do, though, is if you nominate a business, then you could win a $20 gift card from Sweet Tail or Swallowtail Distillery because they were last month's. So that's something you can do, really easy to do and participate in. And our other sponsor, of course, is Elements Health Clubs of Lane County. Has 3 gyms in the area, one at West 11th, one at Gateway, and one at Oakway. And that's our sponsors as well tonight. So let's just get on with the show. We'll start with the open, get to Bill, get to Kim and Zach, and then we'll show you a little bit of travel. So hang in there. Share this on your page right now. I know if you do. I do. It tells me. So share it on your page, and then other people will see it. But don't tell FB. They don't like that. Who puts up with this? That's what I don't understand.
Bring the lion out, bring the lion.
Tonight on our show, we're going to have... Hey guys, don't you think it's kind of fun that you get to comment on the news? There's a cost. Oh yeah, there's a cost. People come after you. I think that's why this is so much fun, is because... I'll see you at 5.
Good evening from the News Radio, 1120 AM and 93.7 FM KPNW studios. I'm Bill London, but you can just call me Svengard. Yeah. All right, let's start off tonight by talking about Measure 110. Now, it was enacted by voters a couple of years ago, and what it did was it decriminalized hard street drugs. Instead of making it a crime, essentially, if someone was caught with illegal drugs, meth, heroin, cocaine, ecstasy, they would be given a citation, which is payable with a $100 fine. Or they could waive the fine by calling an 800 number, which they were also given, and talk to somebody about potentially getting into drug treatment. Well, that's how it was sold. New data shows that less than 1% of the people that actually called that line ended up in some sort of drug treatment. Now, one of the other interesting things about 110 was that if you actually read it, buried in there were a series of other, if you will, assistance to addicts that were referred to as harm reduction programs like syringe exchanges and naloxone distribution. So far, $31 million has been spent on the program, but very little on treatment. So why do I bring this up? Because this week, the council that oversees this particular program is evaluating 281 applications for the next round of funding, about $270 million to be distributed this spring. And a lot, like I said, was made about treatment being the key selling point of Measure 110. But considering that according to the state's numbers, only 136 people have actually entered treatment, by that yardstick, the system is an utter flop. It also likely has energized addiction in Oregon. And if you look at overdoses in the state over the last year, as we reported earlier here on Get Real with Rick, we have sunk, if you will, to record high overdoses in both meth and heroin. And few would argue it's also making the homeless problem even more complicated, as many of Oregon's homeless are addicts. So if the Portland Public School District is an indicator, do not expect your kids to be unmasking in large school districts. Even though on March 31st, the state's going to lift the mask mandate for schools, it likely won't be happening, at least in Portland. Why? Well, this isn't about health departments following science and the like. It's about the teachers union in Portland. They want the mask mandate to stand for the rest of the year. This goes back to August when the Portland Public School District and the Portland Association of Teachers signed a letter of agreement. And it says that both sides agree that students would remain masked throughout the rest of this school year. And Pat, the Portland Association of Teachers, just recently told media outlets in Portland that that letter of agreement remains in full effect unless we jointly agree otherwise. If any state agency orders a change, orders that impacts our agreement, we would meet with the district to discuss the impact. Now, the ODE has already said they're going to leave it up to school districts. They're not going to tell them what to do. So, has the Portland Public School District and Pat actually gotten together to discuss masking? No. And the Oregon Department of Education says they may change their Ready Schools plan dealing with COVID, which might have an impact, but they don't know when, and they don't have any kind of drop-dead date. Keep in mind, the teachers' unions around the state were the ones that pushed their districts hard on a number of issues. One was masking, the other was vaccinations to get back to in-person learning. And while parents may think the power lies with their local school board, it doesn't. Speaking of teachers, an already noticeable shortage of teachers in Oregon was made worse during the pandemic, and the districts are hearing and fearing that thousands more teachers around the state are going to leave at the end of the school year. So, enter the legislature. Portland Democrat Michael Dembro, who chairs the Senate Education Committee, plans to try and recruit 30,000 people in Oregon who have active teacher licenses but are not in the classroom. House Bill 4030 proposes also allowing out-of-state licenses to work here in Oregon without getting licensed here in Oregon. It would also reduce the number of background checks. That ought to make you feel safe, and creates a teaching jobs portal so teachers can apply to a whole bunch of districts all at once. The bill also provides funding to help substitute teachers and teachers' assistants actually get certification. Ottawa's police chief resigned amongst criticism that he didn't do enough to stop COVID-19 protests that have paralyzed Canada's capital city and forced Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to invoke emergency powers. A trucker-led movement calling on the government to lift vaccine mandates and other restrictions, of course, as we all well know, has shut down a lot of Ottawa since late January and blocked a major U.S. border crossing until it was cleared over the weekend. And the protesters are still standing their ground outside of Canada's Parliament. So Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act, giving authority to do all sorts of fun things like cut off the protesters' funding and reinforce provincial and local law enforcement with federal police. Right now, what they could do is the state, or Canada, if you will, they can actually go through, pull commercial licenses, pull their insurance, and even freeze bank accounts of those truckers. That said, it doesn't appear to be clearing out the truckers. And finally, Levi's brand president, Jennifer Say, is quitting her job because of pressure because she spoke out against school closures during the COVID pandemic. Say wrote in an essay on the Substack channel Common Sense yesterday that she was getting criticized within the company, including by higher-ups, for repeatedly saying she was against schools being shut down during the pandemic because she said it was harmful to kids. Gee, we haven't learned that lesson, even though she said she didn't say those things under Levi's names. Recently, she said it came to a head, and she wrote, quote, "In the last month, the CE told me it was untenable for me to stay, and I was offered a $1 million severance package, but I knew I'd have to sign a non-disclosure agreement about why I was pushed out. I just can't do it." So she quit. Cold turkey, no money. She noted that she'd previously expressed support of Senator Elizabeth Warren in the Democratic presidential race and was saddened by the deaths of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, a black jogger who was shot and killed in Georgia by a couple of white men who chased him down. And she said she didn't get any pushback about that from Levi's. The 52-year-old wrote about her now former company. It's trapped trying to please the mob and silencing any dissent within the organization. In this, it's like so many other American companies, held hostage by intolerant ideologues who do not believe in genuine inclusion or diversity.
Exactly.
She got real, Rick. She got real. And she got nothing. All right. You got a homestead in Montana. So get real with your bad self, Rick.
Actually, William, I have an Airbnb. It's not quite a homestead yet. You little newsman. Doesn't that piss you off, though? I can say that on here. It's my show. I mean, so she gives up. I'm a big Levi fan, and that's about to make me want to just chuck him in the garbage. So she gives up. How many people do that? The guts of that woman to give up $1 million because she's not going to sign a disclosure. I'll tell you what, I think that is what this reaction to COVID has done, that the people who support it and who support a lack of inclusion and a lack of diversity and who support intolerance, this is going to nip you in the ass. That's what's going to happen because everybody's waking up. They're coming alive. They're willing to give up $1 million to say, no, you. And that's what you can't control. And that is the most awesome thing because that's what's coming out of this. And it's coming out in people. Tomorrow night, I have a couple of parents in come on, Rick, Lebanon, who are scared about a clinic that's going in. I think it's more about they've seen what's been forced on them for the last 2 years. And now people are going, what else can you do? And so now they're reacting this way and they're going to tell their story. But that's what's waking up. There's in every community in Montana, people will point and say, did you see the sleeping giant? And there's these mountains and it looks like a giant on his back. And there's one in almost every community. They'll say, did you see our sleeping giant? This is the sleeping giant. And you better be careful because when it wakes up, it's not going back to sleep. And you can't stop it. Another sleeping giant in our community is Along Came Trudy's. And a lot of people have made fun of her, tried to shut her down because she was one of the first to stand up to the mandates and say, I'm going to stay here. So Dr. Michael Bratlin is doing this for he heard about it, and just recently, and he's doing this for Trudy.
This is Dr. Michael Brownland from Cristiano. Some businesses have been hit harder than others during this pandemic. One such business is Along Came Trudy. Since day one, Trudy has fought hard to resist government overreach and tyranny. I'm asking every listener to join me and show Trudy how much we appreciate her stance by doing business with her. In the next month or so, stop by for lunch. Show her that what she is doing matters. Together, we will make a difference.
Yeah, that's how it works. And as the giant opens up his mouth and everybody's coming out, it's like, that's what the craziness is. All right, we're going to switch gears, and I'm going to hope this is the right video, because these videos sometimes come up with a black screen on the front. And so I don't know if this is the one or the right one. So we'll just kind of close our eyes and hope.
Health Clubs, you get more than a workout. You get results-driven fitness and nutrition help no matter where you're starting in your health journey. You get luxury club benefits like a heated pool, hot tub, sauna, steam room, and wellness centers. You get academy-level group training classes like HIIT, boxing, TRX, and barbell strength. And your kids get childcare centered around movement with activity and a purpose. You get 3 convenient locations with 1 membership. All the amenities of a luxury health club with the membership prices of a neighborhood gym. Elements Health Clubs, we are more than a workout.
And you get us. I like their new commercial. That's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun way to open the door. Well, look who's here. Kim Stark, and who's your guest today?
I know. Look, I have Rick's friend as my guest, Zach. I get him for the first time because I've heard about him for how long now. So I'm excited that you're joining us.
A long time. So Zach, you're let's call you you're a gym rat.
Yes.
Right? And so right off the top, why don't you just tell people, because we don't want people kind of thinking, so what's going on with that young man? So explain to them what you experience, how you experience life, and what that does and doesn't cause you to have a disability in. You know what I mean? I can't even say disability in you because it doesn't really fit. But just kind of explain that. You have CP, and explain to people what that is.
Yes. So cerebral palsy affects your. So in middle school, I was more curious about my disability. So I asked my health teacher, well, what causes cerebral palsy? She explained to me it's 3 parts of the brain: the cerebellum, the cerebral, 2 parts, cerebellum and cerebrum. So your cerebellum affects your speech. Your cerebrum affects your balance and coordination. So what necessarily cerebral palsy is, affects your speech, balance, and coordination, and that's it.
Right. And how many people walk up to you and think that you have an intellectual disability? That has to
my God.
That has to be so freaking irritating.
Oh my God, Rick, it's insane. If I had a dime for anybody that thinks I'm stupid, I'd be a freaking millionaire. It's insane how ignorance is bliss, Rick. People are so damn ignorant right in this world.
So Zach and Rick, I know you guys have known each other for a while. Zach has chosen to kind of fight that battle by deciding to work out and bodybuild. So tell us where you kind of came up with that passion of yours.
So funny thing, I worked out off and on when I was 13. I was in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Blast from the past, Rick. I know. I'm old. I'm 31.
Old.
My big brother is a personal trainer. Was a personal trainer. He's a school teacher now. He was a personal trainer at the YMCA. His name is Jason Dixon. I never forget the day. He asked me if I would be a little brother to him, right? And he said, and I said yes. So we signed the paperwork and boom. Every weekend we would go out into the community. He told me it was a personal trainer at the Y. I was really interested in that. So he took me under his wing and we lifted weights together every weekend for 2 hours a weekend, right? And
So
then,
hey, Zach, let me ask you
yeah.
something quick. So how important was that? Somebody kind of taking a risk and you taking a risk and connecting together to tell you you're okay.
Oh my God, Rick. It was an awesome feeling. To this day, I don't even know why they got rid of Big Brothers Big Sisters program. It's really viable for the kids, including right now, Rick. I mean, God, I feel for the future, I really do. I mean, back then, it was simpler times, you know?
Yeah, more than ever, kids need that.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
living proof of how much that impacted you. And you guys, so that you, those of you obviously who don't know, Zach has been working for years on slowing down his speech. That's why we can totally understand you, by the way, Zach. So thank you for coming on to interview with us. And tell us a little bit about, because we talk about health in this segment, obviously, and how important it is to kind of, have that inner strength. And Rick and I had a gal on a couple weeks ago who talked about what we can do to prevent, to protect ourselves from illnesses and things. Tell us kind of what motivates you.
So what motivates me is well, people motivate me and I motivate people. It goes hand in hand, If I can help someone if I can help someone turn the day around or get healthy, learn a brand new exercise, that makes me feel so damn happy inside. Words can't explain how much I love helping people.
Kim, it's really inspiring with Zach at the gym too, because he walks in and you guys can't really tell. You can sort of tell, but he didn't wear his super buff t-shirt thing. But this dude is like cut like no one you've ever seen. And so he kind of walks around the gym and like that. And you see this dude and I think it inspires everybody at Elements when they see him walk in and because he goes to all the gyms. I think he just lives there. Do you pay rent or do you and your wife just show up? So
But he works too, because remember, everybody loves him at his work.
Right. Oh, so you work at TJ Maxx. So tell them about your little review, Zach. You got a little review and some money.
So yesterday I had my 90-day performance review, and it was a good review. I mean, I got mostly 3s and 4s, which is really good. I have great customer service, so I'm a greeter at TJ Maxx, right? So
yeah, tell them the good, but come on. But the best part of the whole thing, just say it. It's not arrogant. It's true. Just tell them.
The best part of it is the customers and the employees and everyone at TJ Maxx. Money comes and goes, but relationships last a lifetime. And I really do believe that, That's why I'm on Social Security. But, I work because I want to work. I want to create a better life for me and my wife.
Wait, can you repeat that one more time? I think culture needs to hear that. So, right. Zach, who doesn't financially, that you're getting some funds from the state because of your disability, but you still feel like you need to be part of culture, part of society, a working member of that cog that keeps the world going. What a novel idea, Zach. How did you come up with that? don't know where that comes from. The thing I wanted you to say is what Zach didn't say in here, but told Kim and me, was he also heard at his performance review that everybody that works there and customers that come in just love him because you are a human being who's infectious. And you're inspiring because you do stay healthy. You're inspiring because mentally you're sharp. You're on. You have a goal. You can tell. Your target audience. You're an inspirer. You're an encourager, and you. That's how you spend your life doing it. You're just an amazing guy, dude.
Yeah, and doing that now with masks and everything where people can't even see emotions. I mean, kudos to that. Just shows how good you are at your job because now people walk around, there's.
Well, I was taught a long time ago. You know how bodybuilders have to smile, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my posing coaches, Aaron Orton, at Genuine Fitness, taught me to smile behind the mask. And you smile with your eyes. So when you smile, your eyes kind of squint. Yeah.
That's your secret when you're greeting people.
Yeah, definitely. And it's your body language, really. And it's your tone of your voice, really. It's not necessarily your smile, We cannot smile, right? It's just how you present it.
Right. And I think, that's interesting, Zach, you say that because, I think that's one of the things when you see people really serious, got the mask on and their eyes, it's just this, like this, and I don't think they mean to, but it's just, they're scared. It's a fear thing. And if you put that on and let your eyes smile, it does a lot to warm the souls of people around you, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Casey says, great tips on being awesome.
Thank you so much.
Today, how to be awesome with Zach.
He needs his own segment.
I want Zach as a personal trainer.
Yeah, no kidding,
Melissa,
right?
You'd be crying. I know. Melissa's my friend. You'd be crying like a little girl. Hey,
you can handle Zach.
Zach, it's so good talking to you.
It's great talking to you, Tovik.
Kim, thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad I got to meet Zach. Stay strong, stay positive. You're a big influence to a lot of people. So it was fun to talk to you.
It will be awesome to meet you face to face. Now, Kim, what kind of director are you?
What kind of director am I?
Yeah.
Well, I work with kids now, but I
Okay.
cycle class. So I also whipped Rick into shape. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
So Zach, Kim and I worked together at KZI, and then she was a teacher at Elements, and now she's a teacher of students.
Oh, nice.
And she has a twin boy and girl and a husband that she has to manage.
I mean, yeah, the list goes on. Do you really?
So you could just call her Sister Mother Teresa.
Now, what school do you teach at?
Okay, so I teach for an online charter school. So we have homeschool kiddos that I get to work with and their families. So
Nice.
it's been a really new experience now. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. So I get to work. I like all ages of people. It's all fun
Nice.
with you. Yeah. Yep.
All right, you guys. It's been good. But if I don't shut Zach down, he's going to steal my show. And it'll be called Get Real with the Has-Been and Zach. And we can't do that.
No.
Hey, Zach, we'll talk to you soon. Kim, thank you, hon.
Bye, guys.
I'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was interesting, huh? I told you he'd be a good one.
He's funny. I love it. Yeah, that was perfect. Well, we had a guest last week, 2 weeks ago was Sean, and now we have Zach. So we'll keep finding people who want to talk him. And if you guys have a story out there, we'd love to hear. You don't have to be at Elements. Just share your story with us.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Kim. Just let Kim know or me know. Just email us. And then Casey writes on here, who's running this interview anyway?
That was, I will say, that was great.
Yes, it's okay. We have the power to bring him in, or we can take him out. Just
That's
like
right.
that. Just like that. He's
Yeah.
laughing his head off.
I know.
All right, Kim, I'll see you later.
All right. See you Thursday.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so now Brian, one of the owners at Elements, is really into us. We're sponsoring shows. We're going to have a show on that railroad in just a minute here. But he took his camera out and he did a really good job. And so I wanted to put this on there for him and for you to learn a little bit more about John Day in a Ghost Town. So here we go, Brian.
Good morning. You ever wake up in the morning and decide you needed real, like real, almost Rick Dancer real? Well, I did this morning. Woke up in this beautiful John Day area and decided to let the lion out. Follow me as I go through some of these beautiful places out here this weekend. See you soon. Yes, I know, I'm driving. But I had to share this. Can you believe this? Oh my God, we're down through the river, going through this gorge. Stunning. Oh my God, Rick. For a minute, I thought you were here. So I'm out to Painted Hills, and this is on the way. I don't know how much more painted that we can get, but I'm looking forward to getting there. But I had to stop, do a quick shot. Absolutely beautiful. If you've never been to Painted Hills, you absolutely need to come. God took his paintbrush and went crazy out here. Apparently, the wetter, warmer climates of years gone by are the redder parts of the hills, and as we got drier, turned into more of the tan and gray. There's a trail that leads up. Let's see what it shows. I made it to the little town that used to be called Whitney. Now it's a ghost town. It used to have 150 people as population, and it had a railroad spur here that hauled out all the logging that happened in these hills. Absolutely a beautiful area. Whitney Valley.
So if you go on a trip and you see something, and just keep it steady, keep your video steady like Brian did, and tell me what you're seeing. Make sure there's no wind around. And we'd love to see your stuff, and I'll put it on here. Because, God, we're all reporters. I mean, we're all doing this, living our lives trying to figure this thing out. Now, a few years ago, Kathy and I went back. We were doing Exploring stories, and we went out to Sumter, and they have a railroad there, and you're going to love this story. This is our last story for the night. Just sit back and enjoy yourself as you watch. Well, what in the world is that? Hold on. That's an operator error. Did I do that? You know what? I may have to air this another night. We'll have to leave it with Brian's. I think that was my operator error. If you hang on just a second, I can figure this out. Now you're part of the process. I think I may have brought that on, recorded it, and failed to put the sound in there. Yep, I did. Good Lord, Rick, what is wrong with you? Well, that's how it goes sometimes. See, I'm glad Brian did that story. Brian, you covered my butt tonight. And I'm running long anyway, but you covered my butt. I will get that story out there and do it right. Next week, next Thursday, we'll have the story of the Sumter Railroad on. Oh, man, what a guy. So, yeah, wish me luck tomorrow. Kathy and I are going to go look at a couple of story houses a few hours away from here. We'll still have the show on tomorrow night. We're going to be doing it from somewhere. We don't know where, but we will be doing that. Share this on your page if you feel like it. Take your camera out. And if you're having a bad day, remember Zach and how inspiring that little message was from him today. I am Rick Dancer. This is your Elements Healthy Lifestyle Show. We want to thank Chris Dental Family Dentistry and Rosa Real Estate Group for also participating in what's going on. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks for your support. We'll see you later. Can't believe I did that.